What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number one, and today we're returning with the penultimate episode of Season 7 as we face Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia final, going for a domestic double. However, what I'm going to say is this: whilst we're firm favourites for it, I don't expect this to be a routine walk to a domestic double. Now, Fiorentina this season in the league, as you can see, currently sits in 16th place. As we know, there is a game to go in the Serie A. Now, it's of course been finished in the series. Obviously, I'm doing some sneak editing, so what I've already done is played the game in the last episode. However, as I'm recording the commentary now, I haven't, if that makes sense. So I still don't know if Roberto's broken the golden boot record. You would know. I wouldn't know. I haven't played the game yet. I'm quite nervous for that, to be honest. Gutierrez needs a hat-trick to do it after that 3-3 draw against Atalanta. So yeah, the season's done for you guys. We've still got a Serie A game to go after this one, but of course it could well be our second trophy of 3, as we've got the Champions League finals coming at the end of the season as well. Having said that, this season, winning the CL was not something I was planning to do. Our first year in the Champions League, for me, I was targeting domestic double. And we got the chance to do this right now. The Champions League, I was hoping for semi-finals this year. That was what I was targeting. I think it was the luck of the draw, really, that kind of helped us get to the final. With all due respect to Villarreal and Spurs, not what you'd call European giants, per se. And I think those quarter-final semi-final ties we were firm favourites for. So to make it through to the final, I think it's partly due to good fortune as well as our own performances. So heading into the Coppa Italia final, I rested most of our players to the game against Atalanta. The only one change is that Mike would, of course, drop out of the squad because Pizzari is our cup goalkeeper. Other than that, I'm totally fine with this fully fit Milan side. So last year, embarrassment in the Coppa Italia final, humiliated by our rivals. How the turntables this year, after they won a domestic double, we got a chance to do it ourselves. Forza Milan. Santos out wide to Hernandez, and Theo back from the curfew to start May off. Back to Francisco as we'll pass our way forward. Again, certainly favourites of the game tonight, and this season it's been all about being attacking and imposing right from the first whistle. This game needs to be the exact same. Cross the middle, cleared away, but Tapsoba will win it back. Fiorentina are going to sit really deep in this one and say, come break us down. They won't play a high press, they won't press with intensity. It's going to be all out of our creativity. I've got to say, firm favourites, no doubt about it. However, if this is one of those games I just can't break the AI down, they score against the run of play, I'll start to wonder if maybe, just maybe, it's not going to be my night. I think half the crowd thought I was in. And so did I for a split second. Side net rippled and right on cue. That's what I mean. We're missing Tonali, we're missing Keane. I still think we've got the offensive threat going forward, but defensively, that's my concern tonight. That's my concern. Big let-off. Goodness, I actually thought I was in for a split second. Oh! But who's in for Sandro? The vet, the U-turn, Yuri Tielemans. When we joined AC Milan, I said, this guy and Goretzka, they're almost definitely gone. Yuri, I thought, could potentially stay at 29 years old. Goretzka, I thought, was going to go in the first season. They both stayed for the year. Yuri was a crucial member of our squad last season. This year, after the signing of Rovella, a bench player. But Tielemans has had a complete U-turn from on the transfer list to key player, and he's just headed us in front. That is a bullet from the vet. Brilliant. Yuri's U-turn really has been fantastic. Like I said, he was on the transfer list. I was saying I'm prepared to let the guy go. When we first took over in our first summer window, we had that massive clear out. But unbelievable U-turn for Tielemans. However, oh, Santos, what a block. to keep it at 1-0. Fiorentina. Oh, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Fiorentina are going to make this one heck of a game. They had the chance to take the lead earlier, and literally just a few minutes after we get in front, they're back on level terms. Great block by Santos initially, chance kept alive, rebound turned in, 1-1. I really want this trophy, man. I really, really do. Because, again, it released so much pressure heading into that CL final versus the Red Devils. I wasn't planning for it this year. This is what I wanted, domestic double. But if we lose this one, there'll be so much more pressure. Oh, great ball. Oh! There would be so much pressure on that CL final. Because lose that and just one Serie A and 2 trophies in the 2 years with the money we spent, nowhere near good enough. But not a new signing, but a guy that signed an extension is turning up. What a U-turn. What a ball, to be fair, from Roberto to thread the needle, and Tielemans bags his brace. Oldest player in a Milan shirt tonight. And he's showing the youngsters how you do it. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Get in. It's a big 5 minutes remaining in the first half. It's been an all-out attack first half. And it's been brilliant. It's been a fantastic first half. It's been so fun to play. Oh, and Theo makes a very big tackle there as he almost got beat on the inside. If we can get a third goal before the break, I think that will knock the stuffing out of Fiorentina. If they get a leveller, momentum could totally change because they've stuck to us all half long despite being the underdogs here. But as Tielemans rolls through Hudson-Odoi, he's away. This should be the third. Oh, for a second I thought I took the shot early, but Callum makes it free. This has been a brilliant first half, but that goal could potentially knock Fiorentina's confidence completely. Timmermans to Callum on the counter and the finish by the former Chelsea boy. 3-1 Milan, brilliant first half. You certainly can't rule Fiorentina out after their first half showing, but that goal could be huge. All season long it's been who drops to the bench for Ramirez with a keen injury. He's starting alongside Callum. And Hudson-Odoi has been so clutch in some of our games this year, but talk about clutch in the grand finale. Why don't you just pass the ball out or kick the ball out with seconds to go in the half, Doxy boy? You're so lucky there. In the grand finale, it's been the Yuri Tielemans show. His brace at half time ensures we lead by 2, but the game is not done yet. That was a brilliant first half. More of the same in the second, please, because I'm loving this. Second half underway as, well, Sean Pratt is in the top left. How about that for a coincidence in the Coppa Italia final? Fiorentina have, oh my goodness, almost got back in the game. I tell you what, I'm not ruling out anything in this second half. I've got to really concentrate because they've had chance after chance tonight and almost got a second. That's a huge stop by Plazzari with the fingertips, and we still have the 2-goal lead. But this has been a brilliant game. Fiorentina, they have stood up to everything despite the 2-goal deficit. This game is far from done, but we are brilliant on the counter. Oh, Callum with the dummy. I see Timmermans to the right, Gutierrez to the far right. Even Ramirez wants to go, and Gutierrez, here you go, Sol. You wrap it up, baby. Milan on the counter. Absolutely lethal. Messi's regen makes it 4, but this is a really deceptive scoreline. Really deceptive. Fiorentina have played brilliantly. We've just taken the chances. Callum to Rob, selflessly offloads, and Ramirez wraps it up. It's good. Oh, hang on. Oh, no! He's a brick wall! That's our 3rd injury in just a few weeks. Oh, when did that happen? Well, I think we'll see the game out. No doubt about it, despite how good Fiorentina have looked on the offensive. Castaneda is really good, to be fair. 84 overall. If you remember when we signed him, it was the first signing of the new Milan era. And we converted him from holding mid to centre-back, and he just thrived in the role as Fiorentina, I think, have really, when I say their stuffing knocked out of them, that's the best way of putting it. If Callum dinks this in, oh, it's off the post, that would have been glorious, and a way to wrap it up in style. But that does give me some concern. Because it means that, well, this game should be done. And it definitely will be here. Oh, Rob's been so selfless. Oh, come on, just finish it now. Just finish it. I'm thinking Champions League final now. We're missing 3 of our starters. Moyes is down, and I know Ramirez is a great replacement, but Tonali's down, and I know Tielemans is a great replacement, as seen by tonight. But even so, there's still starters. Now Tapsoba, our best and highest rated centre-half at 89, is also down for it. We are not going to be full strength for that CL final, no doubt. I think what I might do, if we are still leading by 3, which we're... Oh my goodness! Oh, it wasn't a save, he just put it over. What Lazari made another incredible save there, he just put it over. But I think what I'm going to do, if we're still up by 3 in the next 7 minutes, is take off my starters to make sure that no one else goes down for that CL final. Do you know what? I'm going to do it now. Boot the ball into touch. I'm going to do it now. I'm taking no chances. We've had several injuries in these past few weeks. I'm taking no more chances. Hudson-Odoi for Salcedo and Timmermans for Schneider. And I've mentioned this before, guys, a real quick tip for you. If you cannot afford an injury, or if you've had several in a few weeks and you just cannot afford to see anyone else go down as you're plagued right now, my one small tip for you guys is, in your games, make your free subs as soon as you possibly can. In FIFA, it's impossible for a team to play on with 10 men unless there's been a red card. So your players cannot get an injury that will force them off on the game. Does that make sense? So if you make all your free subs, you won't be able to get a serious injury. Just a real quick tip there. If you are having a bit of an injury crisis and you can't afford anyone else going down. So that's what I've done. I've made my subs. But despite Fiorentina making this a brilliant battle, 22.5 minutes to go, I think, leading by 3, we should be alright. Tell you what, these guys ain't stopping. This has been extraordinary. Talk about resilience. They are not giving up. Santos with the tackle and will get the danger away. And, I can say Rob for. I'd love to get him a goal tonight, but instead it's going to go up the other end and Fiorentina have cut it to 2. This is ridiculous. These guys just don't stop coming. But I love it. Wesley with the goal. It's 4-2. But with 15 minutes to go, surely, as Jojo would say, it's a little too late. I would hope. You know, I always say it, like it's great to dominate in a cup final, but I kind of prefer games like this where they're just very, very tough. And whilst we still lead by 2, and this should wrap it up, it's Salcedo across to Schneider as the boys off the bench, and Schneider, the super sub, does it again. This guy only scores off the bench, and he loves a cup final, doesn't he? 5-2, and that'll do it now. But this has been so much more preferable to the games which you dominate. Being challenged like this is what's made FIFA so fun for me this year. But it's done now, surely. 3-goal cushion restored. I'll tell you what, if Fiorentina come back for this and force extra time, I'll give them the trophy myself, because they've been so resilient. But surely that's too much for them to do. Well, that's going to do it. We might get one late chance for a 6th, as it's a great 1-2 by Robin Ramirez. And do you know what? In a game where we've scored 5 and now 6 with the coolest of finishes from Ramirez, I think it's pretty amazing that in a 4-goal victory where we've put 6 past our opponents, El Capitano, the top scorer, chasing that Serie A goal scoring record, has not scored a single one. Anyone that thinks we're a one-man team, think again. Coolest of finishes from Seoul, 6-2 AC Milan, and there we go. I tell you what, that is one of the most deceptive scorelines you'll ever see, because there's no way it was this one-sided. Absolutely not. It came down to who was more clinical. That was us, and mission accomplished. The board wanted the treble, the dreams remain alive, but I've done what I wanted to do. We've picked up the domestic double. Against the Red Devils, if we win it, complete a magic treble, you know I'm going to be buzzing for it. But that's relieved a lot of pressure heading into that CL final now. I've done my job. We've won the domestic double. Inter Milan's reign over after a year. It's one of my highest scoring cup finals ever. The only one I can think of that was highest scoring was an FA Cup final I did back in FIFA 15 with West Brom vs Man City when we won 5-4 in extra time. But this was a game where the scoreline really was deceptive. It was nowhere near as one-sided as it appears. And I've got to say, I said we were going to be challenged in this final. Fiorentina put up a heck of a fight despite being underdogs. This was a class game, man. Absolutely brilliant. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is why I'm really liking FIFA this year. It's so much more challenging. And even when you win, you've often really got to be at your game to beat the AI in Ultimate this year. Fantastic game all the way through. And again, I love the fact we scored 6 and Rob didn't get a single one of them himself. Great game though. The only thing I'm going to say about this trophy is this. It will forever have an asterisk next to it. Who deserves man of the match here? Rob did set 3 and I think Yuri personally. Yuri scored our first 2 and to be fair all game long. Barely put a foot wrong. Yeah, Yuri the vet. I'm giving him man of the match. This trophy will have an asterisk next to it. Because if you remember, during the save file cloud sync issue I had during the midway point of the season, I think it was back in January, wasn't it? The January transfer window. Fiorentina were actually knocked out in the quarterfinals. Yet after we played through and simulated through to try and get the tables to match up to how they were before, after they were reset a few in-game weeks, Fiorentina then got to the semis, then beat Parma in it to come to this final. So yeah, this is a title that will forever have an asterisk with it because Fiorentina shouldn't have even been here. But I'm really glad that they were because I'm not sure if the other teams that were available, or that I should say were remaining, Genoa and Parma I think were the other two. I don't think it would have been quite as tight of a game and nowhere near as challenging. This was brilliant. And like I said before, Fiorentina are a bit of a bogey team of ours throughout the course to save, both with Brentford and now Milan as well. So to have this team facing them in a grand final. Oh, and there it is. I was waiting for the question. You always get a question in the interview and it will reveal how long the player is injured for. We're going to miss 3 of our starters for the CL final. If a player gets forced off, you know it's not a minor knock. 2 months, so I'm going to assume that's probably a dislocated shoulder for Tapsoba. It was indeed. I didn't even see it happen. We went on the counter so quickly. We left him on the floor. I didn't even see it happen. Which means that as we head into the Champions League final, on the back of wrapping up the domestic double with the asterisk attached to it, I will be honest, Edmund Tapsoba, Moise Keane and Sandro Tonali are all going to be out. One of the big reasons why our defence improved this season was because of the man we signed from PSG. An absolute bargain. One of the bargains of the series. £60 million for one of the best centre-backs in the game. We're missing Tapsoba, we're missing Keane and we're missing Tonali as well. 3 of our starters and our highest rated players all down for that Champions League final. However, I still feel we can do it. So that will end today's episode of CM, guys. Massive thank you for watching the penultimate episode of Season 7. If you have, then please do drop a like. 2 down, 1 to go as we chase an unlikely yet potential magic treble with Milan. Season finale coming out tomorrow. Final episode of Season 7. It's our second CL final to save as we face Ralph's Manchester United in the Champions League final. Thanks for watching as always, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the season finale, the Champions League final versus the Red Devils. Very soon.